What comes into my mind immediately is if you want to measure progress over time, the key thing that you have to ask yourself, what are you comparing with? And sometimes when you draw those comparative analysis, that brings into focus your achievement in terms of how well you've done. So if we look at some of the countries that we sort of started off with, if we go to the east and then look at some of the countries like Singapore, Malaysia, and all of that, you look at that and say, maybe we haven't done as well as. If you look probably within the sub-Saharan African zone and within our West African nations and compatriot, you go to Togo, you go to even Nigeria and some of the other countries which had their independence within that period, especially around the 1960s, like Nigeria and all of that, then you would say that Ghana has done quite well. So that comparison is very, very key. But certainly I would like to push myself a bit in that comparative study and look at some of the other countries like the Singapores and the Malaysias. What have they done to get to where they are? And then you realize that some of them have had stability, a certain level of degree of stability in the area of leadership. And we talk about leadership as a very key ingredient for any nation or any organization to develop. And already, as my brothers alluded to, if you look at 1957, coming down to 1966, within that period, we had Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. We saw the accelerated progress and development, albeit in recent times, we've been talking about some of the political upheavals and all of the stuff that went on. And then suddenly in 66, we have the first military government taking over. Unfortunately, 69, we go into the Second Republic, and then 72 again, it's interrupted, 78, another interruption, and then 79, albeit all military, going down into 81 again, to 92, we've got the Fourth Republic, and in terms of our democratic credentials, we've done very well. We've become a beacon of hope within the sub-region. However, I dare to say that Ghana could have done better. And looking at where we are now, once again, compare that with some of the nations that used to look up to us, I think there is still some way to go.